Hey there, YouTube. Me again. This is the Direct Action Gaming channel. Once back again for Mission 3, 24 hours. What the hell is it called again? The 24 Hours Race of Zombicity, Mission 3. That's the one we're doing this time. So, a couple things that are different now. I know a little bit more about OBS. You can see I've got two cameras going at the same time. So now we got a face cam. This way I can just sort of start in my chair at my desk, just chatting with y'all and, just talking about my plans for the channel and yada yada. And as soon as I'm done with the intro, then we can just turn around, go to the table, and start playing. And once I'm finished with the game, I figure I'll just sit back down again, chat with y'all a little bit more, and talk about what we're going to be doing next for the next video. And that should work for now until I learn how to do more fancy stuff, I hope. I got some new cool stuff in the mail. Well, you can see this. Yeah, I got these 3D printed exit and spawn tokens from some 3D printing outfit in Germany. Makes these really cool Zombicide specific 3D printed stuff. So this is just, I have 3 things that he sells. There's a lot of other stuff that I have my eye on that would hopefully make things a little bit better. It ain't cheap though, so it's going to take me a while to save up, figure out how to start earning more, and yada yada. So we're working on it. For now, I have everything that I need to just keep on recording more and more stuff. I'm going to keep on painting. There's that too. I got some painting done. I finished painting all the child survivors, the kid survivors, I should say, that came in the 2nd edition core box. Now, I didn't really explain last time I had kids in, I think, Mission 2, but there is a slight difference between kids and adults in 2nd edition. So kids are, of course, smaller than adults, making them a bit squishier, meaning they all have 2 wounds rather than 1. So they can die a bit easier than the adults can. But to compensate for this, each kid has this extra special skill in addition to their blue skill. All kids have this additional skill of being slippery once per turn. So their size makes them a bit squishier, but it also makes it easier for them to evade zombies occasionally, which is kind of cool. But we will not be featuring kids in this episode. As you can see, you can already see the table. I got it aimed at the new squad. Those are Chronicles survivors from a box set that I got a while back. I only have 6 of them painted up so far, but that is enough for a full-on squad. I started with some of my favorite ones first, and I've got about 8 more survivors left. So there was 12 Chronicles survivors that came in the box, and once again, Chronicles is the TTRPG version of Zombicide. It's this extra role-playing version that's a bit more complex and offers a lot more creativity and whatnot. I'm kind of excited about it. I want to get into it someday. You can solo it too, which is nuts, but yep, we're doing that at some point. We have the models for those Chronicles survivors though, and there is no reason we can't just use them in plain old Zombicide. So there's 6 more Chronicles survivors that I need to paint up. In addition to those, I've got 2 extra survivors. One came with a paint set that I bought once upon a time. You can get Phil in this intro paint set from, I think it's Army Painter. Army Painter does this, and they work with the dev team. Yep, that's Harry. How you doing, Harry? What's going on? Yeah, He does his little squeaky meow to get my attention. But anywho, so yeah, the dev team was working with Army Painter to, I guess, produce some Zombicide specific paints, and you got a model of Phil with the paints, and Phil is one of the OG survivors from like the first Zombicide edition. So with this second edition, they kind of swapped him out for L, but I guess Phil still exists. They have a second edition model of Phil. I'm going to be painting him up, and I also got they put out a bunch of extra survivors in like their Kickstarter box. I bought one of those off of eBay. It turned out to be Miley Cyrus. So yeah, she's got a wrecking ball too. Yup, Miley Cyrus with her wrecking ball. So that'll happen at some point. I think she starts with like super strength or something like that. I don't recall. We're going to try to get those 8 extra survivors painted up sometime soon, so I can have a lot more variety when it comes to survivor teams going forward. Beyond that, probably the next few painting projects will be stuff for like some of the campaign boxes that I have. Fort Hendricks and Rio de Janeiro. So yeah, I painted up the zombies for Rio de Janeiro, but I did not paint up the survivor models. So we're going to try to get all that done before I start painting on some more extra special zombies from like the first edition. So I do have like berserker zombies, I have toxic walkers, well, toxic zombies. I also have the Skinner zombies, and these are from like basically seasons 2 and 3, and then toxic are from like the Toxic City Mall expansion, which I think was season 2. It doesn't matter. 3 whole different types of special Zeds. And what's kind of cool about those Zeds is like, unlike the Seekers, there's like 4 different variants of all these other zombie types. If you're unfamiliar with them, you can get walkers, runners, brutes, and abominations. So all the 4 types that we are familiar with, that we have seen on this channel so far, but these are like variant zombies pretty much. So like the berserkers, you cannot range attack them, you have to melee them, which is kind of terrifying because like they do come in the runner variety, so we might have runners that we can't shoot. That might be kind of crazy. You've got toxic zombies, which basically like you can shoot or melee them, but if you kill them in the same zone that your survivor is in, that survivor takes a wound because there's like toxic bile that spews all over the place or something like that. When they die, they explode. But the other type is Skinner zombies, and I think they represent like just irradiated zombies that are like fallen apart or something like that. And when you get a hit on Skinner zombies, you then have to roll and see if they become a crawler. So you might not actually kill them initially. You'll have to kill them again with the crawler, which might be interesting. So that's a lot of stuff to paint up though, so we're gonna try to get to that all. And this is still just the modern edition. I've got a whole other campaign with the modern edition as well, with the Washington ZC. And there's also, like I was showing you earlier, the 3D printed stuff. There is some 3D printed stuff for the campaigns, which would be Harry. Is that you on the table? It is. Harry's chilling on the game table. Hopefully he doesn't knock everything over. Anyway, 3D printed stuff for Fort Hendricks and for Washington ZC. So we're talking about like sandbags and like special cars. I think there's like a tank and Humvees that I can get. Plus there's like 3D printed versions of like the cars that we are going to see in this mission. We haven't messed with cars yet in this series. They exist, and I'm about to explain that. But as you can see on the map, there's like cardboard tokens of these cars, which is fine. and that works. But there are 3D versions of like all the vehicles and whatnot, and I want to get those eventually because I can paint those, and like it's a 3D thing that I can put survivors in, and they might not fall over as easily in the 3D car. That might be kind of cool. So there's that. There's also 3D stuff that's specific to all the classic campaigns that I also have. I've got like seasons 2 and 3 and a couple of expansions for classic. So I've got like prison, mall, and hospital stuff that I could make like 3D. There's like beds and special entrances and all kinds of stuff on Etsy that I would like to eventually get someday. But that's someday. Right now I have as I said, I have everything I need to play the game, so we're gonna do that. And I might as well just get started. I'll probably talk about some more stuff once we're done with this mission, but I'm gonna get on up and get started. So here we go. Mission 3. Alright, Harry. There you go. Okay. Harry's off the board now. Okay, so yeah, this is mission 3, and like I said, the only thing that's really going to be different about this one, we've got new survivors, we also have cars, and we are adding in another enemy type, the VIP zombies. This is even more stuff from Classic that I have. VIP zombies, they're basically walkers that are a little bit special. It's kind of in the name, VIP, very infected people. It's a play on words a little bit, YouTube. So, yeah. Long and short of it is, they function as walkers for the most part, but there's a slightly special rule where when survivors kill VIP zombies, you can take the models and put them on your player board. If you get 5 unique sculpts, or if you get like a Santa and a nurse and 3 other different types, 5 of them on your player board, you then score an epic weapon. And rather than just drawing from the epic weapon deck, you are allowed to just go through the deck and choose something that you want. So if there's a thing that would really come in handy, you can pull it right out of the epic weapon deck, which is pretty dope. So there is that. We're also playing with a full Abomination deck this time, so rather than the standard core Abominations, we're venturing off into some weird stuff. So there's twice as many Abominations now. There's 8 possibilities. We're just gonna see what happens. The objective of this mission is pretty simple. We just need to get 1 survivor into red. Now, as I mentioned in earlier missions, this can be a little challenging because like red is the final point on your AP gauge on your player board. So you have to get like 43 points for a survivor. So you spend a decent amount of time in orange before you are finally red. But once you are red, you now can select from 3 different skills, and usually there's a pretty like OP skill in there that you can now have. But for the purposes of this game, as soon as somebody is in red, it's over. So we don't need to get any particular type of item. We don't need to exit the map or anything like that. We just need 1 person in red. So without further ado, let's get started. I have a slight plan for doing this one. I've done this a couple of times before. One time with my friends, it was pretty quick and easy. Another time by myself, boy, I messed myself up pretty good. But that's what I get for playing this game towards the end of the day when I'm tired and I'm just not thinking straight. So it is not the end of the day today, though. I am, pretty wide awake now, so we're going to get this done. Plan is, we've got Mark. He can sprint, so he's like Wanda. I'm thinking I will have him sprint up here and open this door, And then Letitia has a crowbar. She can open this door. And in that way, we crack open these first two buildings on the top of the map. We got this third building down here. We're going to get to that eventually. But I figure we'll crack open these first two right off the bat so that, you know, sure, we're going to have a bunch of stuff spawning in these buildings, but hopefully it won't be that bad since it's the beginning of the game and we're still in blue. I'm going to have one survivor go in one of these cars just to show you guys how cars work. I don't plan on messing around with them too much because I kind of think the best way to do this is to just sort of stick together, have a group, and just sort of go top to bottom, get all the objectives for like one person and try to get somebody into red as quickly as possible. So that is more or less the plan. Right? So, okay. So like I said, we're going to start with Mark. He can sprint and be at this door now. He does have a fire axe, so he can bust that open. And now that this door is open, we got 6 spawns that we need to do up here. So, first spawn is a brute extra activation, so nothing spawns. That's that room over there. Next spawn, well, that's pretty handy. Okay, it's 1 brute. That does not get an extra activation. Okay, brute extra activation is gone. We don't have to worry about brutes now. Okay, but now we do have those pesky seekers. There's 2 of them. I'll put them right here. See what spawns next. More brutes. We got 2 more brutes that rush. We got 2 models. And they end up in this room here. Okay, so we got 2 more spawns. So for that same room that the brutes are in, we've got seekers. So these seekers move. And we have 3 more seekers that spawn. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and they will be here with these brutes. Okay. And 1 more spawn is gonna be... oh gosh, more seekers. I don't know how these seeker cards just keep bunching up so much. There's only like 12 of them, I think. Anyway, so those seekers get extra activations. So now there are 3 zombies that are right next to Mark. We've got 3 more right behind them. Okay, they are right there. Alright. So that is that building spawned. It might be a good idea for Mark. Let's see, he did a sprint. What he could do is move here, and I can start explaining one thing about cars, if nothing else. You have 2 types of cars by default in just the core 2nd edition box. You got a muscle car and you got a police car. So, oh, and hey, that reminds me. Oh gosh, I always forget something. The muscle car is supposed to have an epic weapon in its trunk. Okay. And this is what usually happens. You'll have an epic weapon in the muscle car. Once you take that, it's just a car that you can drive around. The police car, on the other hand, has a special rule that you can search it, much like it was some type of a building zone, but you're guaranteed a weapon. But what that does mean is you pull from the equipment deck and you toss anything that isn't a weapon. So you might be tossing things that are useful that you would like to have, but, well, if I do this, Mark gets a weapon other than his fire axe. Guaranteed. So we're going to start searching this. He gets plenty of shells. We toss that. He gets a shotgun. So it would have been... There's plenty of shells would have come in handy. But Mark now has a shotgun. So, okay. That is Mark's turn. All right. So now we're going to do... Let's see... Letitia needs to go now. She needs to open this. So we're going to be doing more building spawns here. Just 3 more. Okay, so we're going to spawn right here first. And that is 4 VIPs. So here's the new VIPs that I was talking about. Just grab 4 models from here. So hot dog guy, sailor... Noise and a cop. All right. There's that. One more spawn is even more VIP. Okay, so let's grab one more model. Right there. One person was to kill all 5 of those VIPs, they would get an epic weapon. One more spawn is a runner. We get 1 runner in this room right here. Okay. All right. That makes things interesting. How should we play this? Okay, Letitia now has 2 actions left. I might as well have her move and take this epic weapon. She's going to move and grab the epic weapon from the car. And we're going to see what it is. She gets the golden AK. Letitia has the golden AK. So that's nice. Alright, that's Letitia. Okay, I might as well have at least half of these folks move in here. You can grab the epic weapon. I think I'm gonna ignore the objective for now. I was kind of thinking we should have Mark do the objectives because he's the fastest. He has sprint, so he can sprint to these objectives. I gave him the fire axe so he can always open doors. I'm going to try to keep that fire axe on him so he can always bust doors. Just grab up these objectives as quickly as possible. So, let's see. I think it would be best to have Kiki go in here. She is dual wielding pistols. Now she's doing this because Yuka does start with a katana. That's her blue skill. So since she started with a katana, I just used one of the starting equipment twice for Kiki. Because Yuka she's straight melee. She doesn't need a ranged weapon. So Kiki's dual wielding pistols at the moment. She also gets a free search action. So after having her move in here, I'm going to have her search, and she gets a machete. Alright, we're going to put that in her backpack. So she now has 2 more actions. She should almost certainly be taking some shots at this runner here. Hopefully she kills it in one go, and then she can grab that epic. And then if she does that, I don't know, we can probably just have everybody else move up. Because I'm just kind of worried about this runner, really. And she does hit the runner. Okay. So Kiki gets a kill, and then she's going to grab the epic. We're going to see what that is. It is my shotgun. Okay. So she's not going to be dual wielding anymore. I guess she will ditch these pistols for a machete sawed-off shotgun combo for now. Actually, might as well just discard them. Okay, so that's Kiki. Alright. Harry, what's going on, buddy? Okay, what we can do with Glenn, I think, is... Let's see here. These Seekers are going to move here. I almost thought I could just move him here and then have him search, because Glenn does have Scavenger, which means he can just search in the street. But I don't want to risk getting messed up by Seekers again. What we might do is have everybody just move this way. Zeds move out this way. We can, the first three Seekers, like I guess Mark and Letitia, can just sort of pincer them, and that's probably how that'll work, more or less, for now. Let's see. So if I have Glenn just go 1, 2, and then he can search, and he gets a sawed-off. Okay. Glenn now has a sawed-off in addition to his pistol. And let's see. Yeah, we can have Yuka go 1, 2, 3. She'll be right here. Now next turn, if Letitia and Mark can kill these Seekers in there, Mark can sprint up this way. Probably gonna have Kiki jump in the car and just take a lap just to show y'all how cars work. So Helen is gonna do basically the same thing that Yuka did, and then that is the first player phase. Alright, so now we do movement. This guy is here. These VIP are right behind him. These Seekers move out into this zone. They're in the street now. All of these Zeds move into this one room, so they're all bunched up. Okay, so that is movement so far. Now we do 3 spawns. And spawn zone 1 is down here. So we got 4 walkers that rush. 2, 3, and 4 models. So they will be right behind Letitia. Okay. And we got 1 walker that rushes over here. Putting this guy right there. 1 more spawn is, well, it would be the Abomination, but nothing happens on blue. So nothing spawns here. No Abomination. That was a close one. Okay. So that wasn't too bad. Except Kiki is sort of... Well, she's going to have to chop her way out of here. Alright. So we might as well start... Yeah, we'll have Letitia start. She's got her golden AK. She can start shooting at... She might take at least 2 shots and then maybe a move. She'll shoot at those Seekers over there. 3 die, hits on a 4 or more. And she gets 1 hit. 1 Seeker is dead. 1 point for Letitia. Okay. She'll take a second shot at the zombies right behind her. And hit once. Okay. One of the zombies is dead. Letitia now has 2 points. And she will move up here. next to Glenn. Okay, so now Mark will take his shotgun. And hit once. Mark gets a point. Alright. Mark, really nice if you killed the Seeker. And of course he misses. Okay. Yeah, we might have a change of plans here next turn. Because Mark is not able to sprint now because this one zombie is here. If he takes another shot, he's like stuck in this zone. He has one action left. I definitely don't want to have him melee. Okay, what we might do is just have him move. He took 2 shots and he'll move. He can bust in here. And he's a bit safer there than just standing there by the cop car. And we can have Kiki take her sawed-off shotgun and shoot at those zombies. She hits once. Okay. 1 point for Kiki. She's at 2 now. Alright, so I kind of think the best thing for her to do is to just do a reload action and then shoot one more time at that group. And she missed. Great. Oh, that's not great. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. All right. Okay, so we had Letitia, Mark, and Kiki go. So what we could do is have I think I could have Glenn move, shoot, search, and move again. Move. And the question is, should he shoot at this lone seeker or at those 2 walkers there? Because if we have a walker extra activation, Kiki gets kind of messed up. If we draw a bunch of seekers, then this seeker will probably move to Mark. Because if I have Glenn move back, the seeker can't see anybody else, but it can see Mark. So yeah, actually he's going to shoot at those 2 walkers there. Because that seeker would need to you need to draw 3 seekers, basically, for that seeker to be able to make it all the way over to Mark and wound him once. And even if Mark does get wounded once, Letitia has Field Medic, so she can heal him. Letitia is pretty dope. Okay, so we're going to have Glenn take a shot with his sawed-off. And he gets 1 hit. So we're down to 1 walker in the zone now. Glenn gets 1 more point. Okay. So let's see. He did a move, shoot. So he's going to have to move back again. He can't search there too. He only has 3 actions. All right. Let's see. Well, It looks like just those two ladies in the corner there are kind of stuck because nobody has door breaking equipment that can move there now. I was kind of counting on Mark being able to sprint there. Letitia already went. She's got the crowbar. So they kind of just have to cool their heels and just do nothing in that corner for now. Anywho, let's see. Oh, I think I forgot to move this guy. So he's there now, actually. All right. And with that in mind, yes, it is Zed movement time. So this seeker moves this way due to line of sight. This zombie also moves that way. These Zeds will bust out here. Okay. This guy will move again over that way. This walker moves in here with Kiki. These VIPs move closer. Okay, that is the movement. And now we spawn 3 times and we see what happens. Okay, down here we get 1 walker. Bride. Okay. And oh gosh, we do have the abomination. Alright. Which one is it this time? On the east side of the map. Shuffle this little deck up a little bit, and then just grab one at random, kinda. And it's the cop. Okay. So nothing special just yet. Just the cop. Cop is over here now. Alright. Next spawn is 2 runners. Okay. Got 2 runners way down here. And that is it for spawning for now. Okay. Alright, that could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. Okay, so yeah, Mark is definitely going to need to bust in that door because he's kind of cut off from everybody else at the moment. Kiki's going to need to get the hell out of there too. So, let's see. What we might do is have... Let's see, I wonder if Letitia could move, shoot... Yeah, she wouldn't be able to do that. She wouldn't be able to move, shoot, and then move back up to that door. So Letitia would kind of have to move up that way to bust open that door so that those 2 ladies could then move inside and actually do something. Glenn, on the other hand, could move, shoot with his sawed-off, and try to shave some of those zombies off of there. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with Mark here. He's gonna bust this door for 1 action. He moves inside, and he does have his shotgun, so he's gonna shoot at that brute. And he does hit, so the brute is dead. Okay. Mark gets 1 more point. He's at 3 now. Cool. So far, so good. Now we want Doug. Glenn, I should say. Glenn does a move and a shot with his sawed-off. And he gets 1 hit, so he kills... Oh, wait. Hold the phone. That can't actually happen. We got a brute in that zone, and the sawed-off only does damage 1. Regular shotgun does damage 2, so you can kill a brute with that. Glenn cannot kill a brute with that shotgun, so what he could do is trade with Letitia and take her crowbar and then move and open that door. I think we're going to do that. That's 3 actions. So Glenn takes the crowbar, That's trade, move, bust. This door is now open. Okay, so that's Glenn. Alright, I guess Letitia can pop out and shoot with her golden AK. That does do damage too. 3 die, 4 more. How many does she kill? She gets 1 hit. So she does take out that brute. Letitia gets 1 more point. How the heck did this happen? I guess there was 2 brutes. For some reason I thought there was only 1. Okay. But I'm kind of thinking to myself, this might not be a great idea. Because those Seekers are going to go around the corner, and if they get... Well, they would need to get... No, it's fine. They would need to get, like... Again, they would need to get 3... If I move Letitia here, they would need to get, like 3 extra activations to be able to take out Letitia. Now, if that happens, if I draw 3 Seekers, the game is over. And I think I've learned by now, if something is possible... You should assume that that's going to happen. Okay, so we're going to rewind here a little bit. Letitia did not shoot. She didn't do that. She's going to move up 1, 2, and she's going to search. And she gets a molly. Cool. Letitia has a molly. Alright. So that's Letitia. And Glenn went. Now we gotta get Kiki the hell out of there. She is in a bad situation at the moment. She's got Ma's shotgun. She's gonna take a shot at this walker. Okay, I think what might need to happen... Shit. I just had to move Kiki in there. She can shoot at that walker and kill it, but she would then only have 2 actions. Now she can stay in here... And that big mob isn't going to see her and come get her. But she's got those 4 zombies. Those 4 VIPs. Who knows what the hell's coming out of here next time. I'd really like to get her back with the rest of the group. I could have Helen and Yuka go back this way. But see, if they end up here, I'm in the same spot where if we draw 3 Seeker cards, they're... Yeah, one of them is dead, because we got 5 Seekers there. So one of them takes 3 wounds. Unless we have... Kiki kill this walker and then move, and then Helen and Yuka move down there too. We got 3 survivors in the same zone, meaning we can spread the 5 wounds out just in case that happens. You'd have 2 survivors down to 1 and 1 survivor down to 2, and the game would still be going. They'd be messed up, but Letitia could heal them. Alright, so that's a plan. We can do that. So we're going to have Kiki probably shoot. Hopefully she kills. Then she can search. And she can move back. Okay, she does kill this walker. Alright. She's got 1 more point now. She's at 3. She can search and then move back. She gets a crowbar. Okay. That means she can now... She might as well ditch this machete and have a crowbar. Because Ma's shotgun basically has a machete attached to it. So there's no reason for her to have this. She's probably just going to toss this. Alright, and then we'll move her back here. And then we'll move these other 2 ladies here. Alright, so I guess we've got our survivors split up for the moment, and we still haven't had anybody hop into a car just yet. We will plan on Kiki jumping in that car at some point. Once we deal with this mob here, she can do that. But, alright, so let's do movement. I guess the noisiest zone is here at the moment, thanks to these 3 ladies. So we've got this bride moves here. All of these VIPs move this way. All of these seekers and these brutes move here on top of the muscle car. They now have line of sight either to those ladies or to Glenn up there. I'm guessing they would go towards the ladies because line of sight and they're noisier. This seeker moves this way. This zombie moves here. The abomination moves there. The runners probably move this way here. 1, 2. Okay. So that is movement. So let's do spawning and see what happens. We get 3 brutes down here. Well, that's that bullet. There's just 3 brutes. Right here. They aren't going anywhere. We already did that brute extra activation. Let's see. Next one is 2 walkers that rush. So that puts them right with the abomination. 1 more spawn is... Whew. Okay, 3 walkers that rush, no seekers. So that mob of seekers is not going anywhere just yet. 3 walkers that rush, so that puts them right behind these runners. Okay. So that was movement and spawning, so it's time for the survivors to do things again. Alright. So, let's see, probably we can have Yuka, either Yuka or Helen should start. Oh boy. Glenn probably wants to back them up too, because that's a decent group of zombies there, and I don't want just these 3 ladies trying to chop through it all. So Glenn is going to move and fire with his sawed-off. And he does get 1 hit, so yes, this brute is once again, for real now, dead. I could have him reload and shoot once more, or just back up. I might as well have him do that. I can have Letitia move twice and shoot as well. We want to get rid of this mob, like, now. Okay, so Glenn gets 1 more shot, and he kills this other brute. Okay, gonna make sure to give him 2 points. He's at 4 now. Alright, so Letitia, 1-2. She's going to open with the golden AK on those Seekers. What hits does she get? 1. 1 Seeker is dead. Okay, Letitia gets 1 more point. She's at 5. And she does have a Molotov. Almost forgot about that. So we don't have to worry so much about that cop. We will deal with him when that is necessary. Okay. So let's see. Mark could... Well, Mark would have to sprint, move. I think it might be best for Mark to, like, move, take, and sprint to that objective. So we could have him do that, and then we'll go down to those 3 ladies there. So Mark, move, take. Give Mark 5 points. I think that puts him into yellow. Okay, he's got an extra action now. So that means he can now sprint and also take this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's at 12. Okay. All right. So now we start with these 3 ladies. I think we're going to go with Kiki first. She's going to fire her shotgun at those Seekers in front. And she kills 2 of them. 2 Seekers dead. That's 1 action. Kiki gets 2 more points. She's at 5. Alright, and then she can do a melee with Ma's shotgun. And miss. Great. Oh, that's not good. Kiki, damn it. I can't have her... I don't want her to be stuck there. Shit. Alright. This is what happens when you split people up. Okay. Boy, I think I only just realized she is the only person... well, actually, Helen does do damage too with her baseball bat, so there's that. But other than that, among those 3 ladies, Kiki is the only one that can do damage too. So, if those brutes become a problem, those ladies can handle it. I mean, we might have to just... Yeah, we're just going to have to try and get everybody back together here again. So Kiki is just going to have to do another melee because it's still her turn. So rather than her being able to move, she's going to have to do another melee. And conveniently, now she hits. Great. Okay, so now she's in 6. Just below yellow. Okay. So... I think Helen has the best chance of killing those 2 Seekers. So we could have her move. Damn it. I only have Helen and Yuka left. I mean, I could move them both forward and deal with those Seekers up there. Kiki is still all by herself, and she gets basically sandwiched between these brutes and that VIP, and who the hell knows what's spawning there, and it might rush. But I want these Seekers gone. Them and their extra activations. So let's use these 2 ladies to try and get rid of these Seekers. That would put us in a much better situation. A walker extra activation could also be bad because we have that walker right there that could potentially wound Kiki. She still has 3 left, so that's fine. Alright, we're going to move Helen forward with her baseball bat. We're going to roll and see if she can kill these 2 Seekers right now. And she does. They are both dead. Okay. So I think what we're going to do is have her... We might have her move back. Yuka could move forward and try to kill that one VIP. Either she succeeds in 1 hit and then can move back, or she fails and has to hit again, and then she gets surrounded by 4 VIP. So I think probably the smartest play here is to just have Helen move back, and Yuka will just cool her heals and not do anything. Alright, we're going to try to get everybody back together again here. That's it should be the main goal. I don't like that we're so spread out and getting cut off and whatnot. This is not great. Alright, so that is the player phase. Now the zombies move again. These brutes will move here with these ladies, as will this VIP guy. And then these 4 VIP are right here. The Seeker moves here. This walker moves here. The Abomination and these walkers move here. These runners are here now. And these walkers move here. Okay, so that's movement. Walkers do get an extra activation. That's awesome. Okay, so who takes the wound? Could be Kiki, Helen, or Yuka. I suppose it doesn't really matter. Let's just say it's Kiki since she was shooting or something. Okay, and of course, the rest of these VIPs also move here, so we've got a bit of a traffic jam around these 3 ladies. So they're going to need some help. I guess Mark, Letitia, and Glenn are going to need to ride to the rescue and kill all that stuff right there. Okay, so that was the first spawn, was Walker extra activation, and the next spawn is going to be 5 walkers, because we are in yellow now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They are all here. A couple steps behind the Abomination. 1 more spawn. Is 3 more walkers. Okay, so that wasn't terrible. Could have been a lot worse. 3 walkers right here. Okay. Alright, I guess we gotta get to chopping. Let's see. Let us see. We could start with either Glenn or Letitia shooting at that Seeker. Letitia doesn't even have melee. Yeah, Glenn and Letitia aren't going to be able to do much, actually, now that I think about it. Because they can't really shoot at that zone without possibly wounding some of those ladies. They can only take care of that 1 Seeker. Mark can sprint and be right there. Might as well do that. Mark can sprint. So put him 1, 2, 3. He could shoot this one with his shotgun. And if he kills it, sprint, shoot. And he does get an extra action, too. Yep, it's dead. Okay. 1 Seeker dead. Mark gets another point. He can then move. Oh, no, he cannot move and shoot. He could move and melee, though. It would only be one attack. But he might as well. He might as well. No. No. If he only has 2 actions left, all he can do is just move in there and do nothing. So basically, those 3 ladies need to get out of that themselves somehow. The only person with melee is Glenn, so he could go 1-2 and smack with his crowbar, and that would be something, I guess. We might as well do that. Glenn, let's see, Mark did 2 things. He can do 2 more things. I might as well have him move back this way. 1, 2. Glenn moves 1, 2, and he's gonna do 1 attack with his crowbar. Since it's melee, he can always just target the VIP and ignore the brutes. And he does miss, so that's great. Okay, so these ladies are going to have to get chopping. We might as well start with Helen. She's got the best chance to do something here. So she rolls 2 die on a 3 or more. Alright, that's 2 hits. So we take out 2 brutes. Helen moves up 2 points. Helen needs to attack again. And she gets 1 hit, so she takes out that brute. Okay. Alright, this is not looking too bad. We still have... Helen still has 1 more action, and we still have 2 more ladies that can go after her. So, how many kills does Helen get now? She gets 2. So there's only 3 VIP left. Helen can put these VIP on her player board. She has collected those. So we might as well go with Yuka next. She takes her katana. She hits on a 4 or more. She gets 1 hit. Put that on Yuka's player board. She can attack again. She misses. So Helen killed 3 brutes and 2 walkers, so she should be at 5 now. Okay, so Yuka can attack 2 more times. She gets 1 hit. Well, she can only attack once more. Sorry. Okay, 1 more hit. 1 more attack for Yuka. Yes, she kills it. That is pretty good. This means we put that on Yuka's board now. We have cleared that mob for the moment. What we can do is have Kiki go in here, do a free search. She finds a zombie in her face. That's great. Okay. Alright. So Kiki will use her shotgun to blast that zombie. She does kill it. So she gets 1 more point, and she is now in yellow. It's very tempting for her to take... Oh gosh. How did you get all the way up there, Harry? just show y'all. He got all the way up on that shelf? Jesus, Harry, you have the ups. How did you get all the way up there? That's Harry Houdini, the cat, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let me put the camera back here. Okay. All right, so tempting for her to take this objective. I don't think that she should. We're saving them for Mark. She can use her extra action because she did move, free search, shoot. That was actually only two actions since the search was free. So she could actually, since she has two actions, we could have her go 1, 2, and be here by this muscle car. And then now I can have her get in that muscle car and we can see what this thing does. I will show you guys next turn, but I'll explain it just a little bit right now. You do get this little card that sort of like is a reference card for vehicles. And the long and the short of it is you have extra car actions that survivors can do. So they can get in or out of the car. That is an action. They can switch seats. That is an action too. There are 2 movement actions you can do with the car. You can either drive slow or you can drive fast. So when you drive slow, you only go 1 zone, which is basically the same as walking, but you don't risk friendly fire. So you're not damaging anything. There's like no attack when you drive slow. However, when you drive fast, you go 2 zones, and if there were zombies in one of those zones, you get to roll for an attack. So they do give you some basic weapon statistics for a car. You roll 3 die, you hit on a 4 or more, it is damage 2. So you can kill brutes with it, but you just, well, obviously you cannot kill the Abomination. Nothing kills the Abomination short of, like, well, a Molotov. Yuka does have that special skill that I mentioned earlier in the last couple of missions. She does have +1 damage melee. Now, that's not till she gets to red, so we aren't going to be seeing that. Even if we can get her to red, the game is just over at that point. So we are just going to have Kiki hop in that car and do 1 lap, and we're just, like I said earlier, we're going to try to just move down the map as quick as we can and have Mark grab all of these objectives and just get him into red as soon as possible. Alright, so this kind of looked a little bit bad for a little while. It's getting better. We got everybody back together more or less. So let's do movement. This guy moves. These people move. These walkers move. Okay, they're all moving this way because line of sight to Kiki. These runners move. They are going to be here in the spawn zone. These walkers are also going to move forward because this is the noisiest zone right now. Same thing with these walkers. So that was movement, and now we do 3 spawns. So in the first spawn zone, we get 8 walkers. Those ladies better move. Now we do still have 1 walker activation. Walker extra activation that could happen. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're putting 8 walkers right here with these runners. All these people need to get the hell out of here. Heck, what we could do is have these 3 survivors move past the car, just jet past the car. Kiki could get inside, turn around, and just probably ram through this mob and kill some of them. So maybe that happens. We'll see. Spawn 2 is 8 walkers that rush over there on the east side. So, let's see. Just grab a whole bunch. One. They're in this zone because they rush. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Alright, so we got a big ol' mob of walkers right there. One more spawn is gonna be 2 brutes that rush. Okay. That was not that bad. It could have been worse. Could have been worse. So these brutes are here now with those 3 walkers. Alright, so as discussed, what we're probably going to do here is have all 3 of these walkers, probably all 3 of these survivors. Let me see, 1, 2, 3. They can all move up into that corner there. I don't think any of them are in yellow just yet. Yeah, the only people in yellow, well, Kiki is. So Kiki, well, she's going to get in the car. She's not with these 3 survivors. All 3 of these survivors, 1, 2, 3, they're way up here in this corner now. Okay. So, we want probably Mark could move, take the epic weapon, which is going to be a zombie in his face. Because yes, the epic weapon deck can have surprise cards in it as well. Now has to deal with a zombie rather than getting an epic weapon. So, alright. Mark can shoot at it with his shotgun. So this was move, search, shoot. And he does kill the zombie. Okay. Give him 1 more point. And we're going to have him... if I have him sprint, that puts him here. And I don't think anybody's... Yeah, nothing's going to come to him. The zombies can technically pass through here, but if none of them see Mark, and he's not in the noisiest zone, nobody's going to move in here. So yes, I'm going to have him sprint to get to that objective over there. So 1, 2, 3. That's Mark by the objective. We're going to have everybody else try to move as quickly as they can to where Mark is, so Mark can bust through that door and go down to the next building and try to get those next 3 objectives. That is the plan. Okay, so those 3 survivors moved up into that corner. Letitia can move twice and search. She finds a kukri. Okay. So Letitia now has a kukri to go along with her golden AK. That's cool. Alright, now if we have Kiki get into this car, that is 1 action. If we have her drive fast once, that puts her here in this mob of zombies. If we have her drive fast again, that puts her here. So when zeds move, there will be 3 that will move into her zone. And that's not great. She would have to kill... Well, no. No, when you're in a car, you can just keep moving, really. She could potentially get attacked by those zeds if we draw a walker extra activation. And that would be the end of her. Alright, you know what? Rather than do a car demo, I'm sorry, y'all. Rather than do a car demo, I'm just going to play it safe, okay? So, Kiki was there. I'm going to say she'll do the same thing that Letitia did. She'll move 1, 2. She'll move 1, 2, 3 and be there, and she actually gets... She does have 4 actions, and she gets a free search. So Kiki can find an SMG. Alright, and that's something. She could... She should probably just toss that, really, but we'll have her move this way. Alright, so... Change of plans, no cars. I'm sorry, there's just too many zombies all over the place, and I'm paranoid with all these extra activations and whatnot. We're just going to stick to the plan. No cars. We're just zigzagging up and down. We're going to get... Mark is going to get these objectives, and that's how it's going to work. Okay, so everybody has moved. So now, let's see, noisiest zone will be here. So I guess this walker moves here. The Abomination and these 2 walkers move here. Let me see. All these walkers will move here. Now, the runners should be with that walker on top of the muscle car. Okay. They are all there now. And let's see. Yeah, these down here, shortest path up that way, so just move this way. So same thing with these zombies and this big old group right here too. All zombies are moving to the noisiest zone since pretty much none of them have a line of sight, rather than these zombies. Other than these zombies here, they have a line of sight to those 3 survivors right there. Cool. So that's how that works. We have 3 more spawns to do. So we've got 3 VIP down. No, 5 VIP down there. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Rules for VIP also kind of state like you can't cheat and like select the ones that you need. You kind of have to like select them at random and plop them down. Because remember, like, you get 5 specific zombies, then you just get to draw from the epic weapon deck. So anyway, that's that spawn. Next one is 2 Seekers. Okay, not too bad so far. 2 Seekers over here. One more spawn is going to be 6 VIP. Okay. Grab a bunch and do that same thing again. I'm just not going to look at them as I put them down. 1. Damn it. There it is. One of them fell on the floor. Let me grab them. Okay. All right. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let me just show y'all Harry. He is just in a coma in his little kitty bed. Isn't that so damn cute? Just the cutest little ball of fluff that there ever was. Anyway. Okay. So, that was movement and spawning. We get to move again now. So, I guess what should happen is Mark will sprint, grab this objective. So he gets 5 more points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That does put us into orange. I think I'll give him +1 max range. That'd be good with his shotgun. Means he can shoot 2 zones away with that, so that's fine. The other option is melee damage 2, so the same thing Helen has. That's kind of a waste at the moment, because he's got a fire axe, which is damage 2. I'd rather just give him, like, max range instead, so he can be a bit more shooty, I suppose. But anyway, that is Mark. He sprinted, he took that. He can also take this epic weapon and see if he gets an actual weapon this time. He does. He gets the evil twins. Okay. So you might as well switch the shotgun up for these evil twins. So he can't do damage 2 with the evil twins, but it is a little bit more accurate, and with that extra range, he can shoot 2 zones away with the evil twins, which is kind of cool. Okay. So let me see. That was sprint, take. And he can also move and be right by this door. And everyone else will probably just book it over that way. So we can have Kiki go 1, 2, 3, 4, and be right here, and do a free search. And she gets a sawed off, which it's not great. She might as well keep those to give them to, like, Helen could probably use a sawed off. That might be fine. Or Glenn could always dual wield, I suppose. Yeah, she'll hang on to the sawed off, but she'll probably toss the SMG. The SMG kind of sucks. You only hit on like a 5 or more. Even when you're dual wielding with it and you get to roll like 6 die, like, it's still not great. So anyway, that is Kiki, and we've got 4 more survivors. Like I said, they're probably all just gonna book it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the rest of them are just here. Okay. So that is the player phase. Now that means that makes this the noisiest zone. Zeds can, in theory, path through here. So they're probably all going to bunch up here. Meaning, Letitia does have the Molly. If we're lucky, let's see. Mark could, in theory, sprint, trade, move, and toss right here. And that would be a whole shitload of points for Mark. So let's hope it works out like that. That would be kind of cool. So, but we'll see what happens. Right? So we're going to do movement first and then spawning. So like I said, these Zeds are going to move here. This will give them the shortest path to the noisiest zone, which is those 3 survivors in that building. No line of sight for any zombies. They're all going to move towards that one zone. Okay. That's those groups. The runners would probably be like, okay, they're here. They could just be in here. Okay. Let's see. And then this walker would move here. These walkers would move on top of the muscle car. The VIP would move up this way. These zombies here, they kind of have to move this way. Like, I'm really not sure which the shortest path would be. Like these zombies. Oh, these zombies. The Seekers and the VIP are probably going to move this way. Yeah, let's make this simple. These ones go here. These ones move forward. The Seekers move forward, and these VIP move into the middle here. Okay, so that's movement, and then we do 3 spawns. Alright, we do have Seekers. We have 5 Seekers here, meaning these Seekers get an extra activation. plop 5 seekers down here in zone 1. What spawns in zone 2? It will be more seekers. Great. So these seekers... Oh, that's kind of good, actually. 2 more points for Mark if he wants to toss from there. Okay, so let's see. So we spawned 5 more seekers over here. Right here in this zone. So what is in zone 3? That is the last spawn for this turn. It's VIP, and there's 3 of them. Wait. We're in orange, actually. Forgot we were in orange. It's 5. Okay, great. It's spawning like a yellow. 4. 5. Okay, 5 of them are here. I am going to bother to go back to these other 2 spawns. That would be this one and that one. And see how many they were. So we add... Yeah, we just add 2 more seekers to each of those seeker mobs. That's what that is. We grab 4 seekers. Almost out of seeker models. 1, 2. And 1, 2 over here. So that is those seekers. Okay. Alright, that was... Man, map is kind of busy. Alright. So, we're going to do what I was talking about. Mark is going to sprint to Letitia. And he's going to grab the molly and move and toss. So, 1, 2, 3, sprint. He can trade with her. He'll temporarily remove his fire axe. Get that molly. And then he can move through this entrance to this zone right here. And that puts him within throwing distance of that mob. So that was sprint, trade, move, and he can now toss. Okay, so he will ditch the Molotov, and we now need to count up how many bajillion points he gets here. He gets 5 to start with. 7, counting these seekers. And then we count the walkers. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 points. Okay. Holy shit. He's already in 19. So that puts him... Oh, gosh. So if he was at 20, he'd be at 42. So we'll just put him, math. Oh my gosh, Mark is at 41. Okay. At this point, Mark just needs like 2 more kills and we've won the game. I'm not going to complain about that. Like, I'm just not. So, alright. We'll get rid of all of these walkers. And the abomination and those 2 seekers. Okay, Mark is just kind of there. I think that was with that group. That 1 solitary walker was there, I believe. Okay, so... Alright, that was Mark. Let me see. We should have someone try to kill those runners. That would be really nice. Glenn is the only one that has, like... Let's see, Letitia could move twice and fire her AK, and Glenn could also move once and fire his shotgun. So, let's see. We might have Letitia move first. 1, 2, and then she fires with her AK to see if she can just kill them both right now. And that way that could free Glenn up so he could do something else. So, move, shoot. She kills, well, she only kills 1, so that brings her to 6. She's not quite in yellow just yet. Alright. Glenn does a move and a shoot with his shotgun. And he does hit. Thankfully, that runner is dead. And Glenn gets 1 more point. That brings him into 5. Okay. Let's see here. So Glenn did a move and a shoot. He can search, and he will find a kukri. Okay. We're just gonna have him switch with the crowbar. I don't think we need to do any more door busting, because Mark just needs 2 more kills, and we are done. We all just gotta congregate on Mark and just kill some zombies, and we're basically golden. Alright, so these 2 ladies... Let's see, Kiki could move 1, 2, 3, and with her extra action she could take this and find a gunblade. Okay. I wonder if... Let's see, she moved 1, 2, 3, take. That was all her actions. She can do a free search, but she would not be able to trade with Mark. That's fine. She'll just toss this SMG, keep the gunblade. Mark can take either the shotgun or the gunblade, either or. It's fine. If Mark is a shooty boy, then it'll make him a lot easier to rack up the kills that he needs to get. So, Kiki, free search. She gets a sawed-off. That is 2 of them. She could just straight up dual wield or something like that. Okay, so... Only people that haven't gone yet would be Helen and Yuka. I could probably just have both of them move and search. I might as well do that. They will just move and search, making this the noisiest zone. Everything is going to move here. So Helen finds a sniper rifle. Okay. And Yuka finds a machete. Alright, so Yuka can now do damage too. So that's fine. Okay. So that is the survivor phase over. Everything is going to try to move here. So this walker here. These walkers there. The VIP and Seeker mob moves up to the muscle car. Let's pile them in there. Okay, these walkers are there. These guys move forward. Everything over on this side moves forward this way. So Seekers, VIP, 5 of them there and 5 of them here. Okay. Alright, so what spawns now? Because I think we've moved everything. Spawn Zone 1 gets 5 Seekers. We only have 4 models. So, going by the rules, what this means is these Seekers all other Seekers on the map basically get to move twice. They get an extra activation for being out of models, and they also get this... Well, I don't know. I'm really not sure with Seekers if they get to, like, activate twice if you're out of models. Because they already automatically activate when you draw Seekers. So they're always getting an extra activation. So I don't know if they get, like, double extra activations when you're out of models. I would have to check that. We're going to assume that it's true for now, though, and I'll check it later. So, 1, 2, there. That puts them here by the cop car. This is actually kind of not terrible. For now, at least, anyway. Like, if we draw 2 more Seeker cards, it's like, if we're moving these guys, like, 2 zones at a time, that's not great. Like, that's the game, pretty much. I think these guys were here, so if we move them twice, they're just here. Okay, so since I'm really not sure that they always get an extra activation anyway when you draw more Seekers, we're just gonna move these guys once like usual when we draw them, regardless of whether we run out of models or not. And I'll check to see if I'm wrong later. See if I was cheating later, right? Okay, so 2 more spawns. Zone 2 gets 7 VIP. 4, 5, 6, and 7. Nobody scored an epic weapon this time, unfortunately. We got a ton of VIP on the map, but nobody done scored that epic weapon. Now, I know for sure with VIP, I remember with their rules, when you run out of VIP models, they do not get an extra activation. They basically just count as walkers. If you spawn VIP after running out of VIP models, you just place them with walkers. You run out of walker models, though, that's an extra activation for walkers. Okay, so yes, we do get another Seeker card. So, yeah, that's 5 Seekers, and the other mobs move. Well, these mobs just move, because we don't have any more models left. This mob moves here, and this mob moves here on the cop car. That's what happens. Okay, so basically they are all right by the entrance for us to kill and sort of win the game. We can just win the game, like, right now, basically. So I'm going to have to check on that later. It's possible I lost this game. Maybe. That's right, there's this group here. I don't know. Leave it in the comments, maybe, if somebody watches this and actually cares. Do Seekers get 2 extra activations when you run out of Seeker models? I'd be interested to know. But we're going to assume that they just get an extra activation all the time, regardless of models for right now. We're going to start this with Mark. Just, let's see. He might as well just, instead of wasting an action with a trade, he can just pop off with his evil twins. He just needs like 2 kills and we've won. And he got it. He got 2 hits on these Seekers, and that puts him into red, and that is game. We have 1 survivor in red, and that was the only victory condition. So, yeah, this got a little intense. Not sure. Let me move back. I might as well just walk back like I was talking about. Not sure if I actually lost that game or not. I could bother to try and grab that book for now. Perhaps I'll pin a comment to see what I find, but yeah, this is Schrodinger's Zombicide game at the moment. I've either lost it or just barely won it. So far, me and my friends, how we've been running Seekers, like, they get an extra activation all the time anyway. So we've been in this situation before where we ran out of Seeker models. We just kept on giving them an extra activation every time more Seekers spawned, whether we ran out of models or not. So I just kept doing it like that. If I'm going to be playing on a channel for the internet, I should probably be following the rules to the letter, I suppose. Although this is Zombicide, you can just sort of home rules shit and just make it however the fuck you want, I suppose, in a sense. Anywho, so we're done with that, and the next mission, mission 4, is going to be drive-by shooting. That's going to be kind of interesting because it is only a 6-tile map rather than the 9-tile maps that we've been doing up to this point. So slightly smaller map generally makes things a little bit more intense because there's less room to maneuver around and whatnot. There will be 3 cars on that map. All of them can be driven, so we will definitely be driving cars next time because we kind of have to, actually. Drive-by shooting, as it implies, you kind of need to drive a car and you kind of need to shoot, and you actually kind of need to shoot the car because the idea is there's like 3 spawn zones. There's like spawn zone 1, which is at the opposite end of the map that the survivors start at. Then there's gonna be like these 2 other spawn zones on the other side of the map. You kind of shoot like the cars when you move a car to the other spawn zones 2 and 3. You just do 1 ranged action. If you hit the car, boom, it explodes. It acts like a Molotov. It will take that zone out and move it by zone 1. So you will eventually bunch up 3 spawn zones all in the same place on the other side of the map. You then need to sort of take that spawn zone out with a Molotov. So at least 1 Molotov that you find needs to be saved to remove like all 3 spawn zones to sort of win the game. But that is the next mission. So beyond just saying, I guess we're done, peace out and all that jazz, I might just talk a little bit about my plans going forward for this channel. Obviously, I love Zombicide. I'm going to be doing a lot of Zombicide content. I'm going to be trying to work through everything. My situation at the moment is, I'm going to be honest, I don't have a job. Like, a real job, right? I quit my job. I don't have any money right now at all. I'm desperately trying to earn money by just, doing stuff remotely on the internet. I have some ideas. I'm set on rent for this month and the next month. There's a thing I have lined up next month that'll pay my rent at least. So there's that. Things are going to be challenging for the next couple of months for me. But my hope is this channel can grow a bit. I know it's going to take a while for me to actually be able to earn through YouTube to really grow this channel so that I can consistently get like some donations and whatnot. At the moment, I think the way it works, I'm a small enough channel that I can't actually have donations just with my YouTube videos. Like YouTube, apparently, like external links will not work in the description. I'm putting them there anyway, for the future when they will work at some point. I do have a Ko-fi and I also have a Cash App at the moment. Those are my 2 donation apps. So whether you're on mobile or on PC, you should be able to conveniently donate if you would like to, as I described in my channel trailer here. I would like this channel to be community funded. I would like to just sort of, I guess, earn by just putting on a digital hat and saying, hey, if you like what I do, give me some money. That sounds a lot more morally feasible to me than, doing something more exploitative, I would imagine. I'm just working for myself. I'm just trying to entertain y'all and earn by doing that. So with that all said, I think beyond that, I'm also selling things on eBay, try and make a little extra money. I'm thinking of painting models freelance by setting something up on like Fiverr or some other kind of site like that. So I may add another link for that, for the Fiverr that I eventually set up to take gigs for painting models. I'm decent at painting models. I would say I'm intermediate. You can see my work in the games that I play. I don't go beyond, for the moment, very much just sort of priming and just doing a base coat. And I guess that's mainly because like I have a lot of models to paint personally. I'm just trying to get through them and not do anything too fancy. The Seeker models that you can see on the map, I did try applying a wash to those. So I kind of know how to do a wash to sort of add a bit of like depth and like shadow and whatnot. I haven't messed around with highlighting, shading and whatnot that much yet, but I mean, I've done the basic painting a lot, where you just sort of do like the zombies. I just spam out a bunch of similar models that you're going to have hundreds of. I've done a bunch of survivor models where they're very detailed. The abominations are basically the same thing. I know how to do some detailed models. So if you want me to paint your models, I can do that too. I'll put that link probably for the next video. Link for my Fiverr and or wherever I put up my gigs to paint models. In addition to all of that, I'm kind of thinking of setting up a GoFundMe. So if you are still watching at this point, I'm gonna hope that you care about either me or the channel, and there's a decent chance that once I do have this GoFundMe set up, you will hopefully go there and maybe donate a little bit. I figure a GoFundMe will allow me to sort of go around the current YouTube rules. YouTube basically has told me I need to wait about a month before I can apply again for like advanced features, they said. Like they straight up call external links an advanced feature. I had to apply to prove that in theory, you're only supposed to just prove that you're like a real person and that you're old enough, you're not like below 18, right? And that like you haven't been banned off of YouTube before. So you are able to operate and earn on this platform. All of these things are true for me, but what's interesting is I did do what YouTube asked. I sent them a picture of my driver's license. That didn't work. I tried doing their little camera thing where I just sort of like look into the camera and I move my head and whatnot, and supposedly that should be all it takes to prove that, like, to get my identity and also prove that I'm of age. But interestingly enough, YouTube basically told me that like I failed every time, and they said, well, what would help is if you had more of a history. So they just straight up told me I need to put out more content. Another way to prove that I'm a real person and I haven't been banned yet is to just keep making more content. And if it's me sitting here in front of the camera every single time, and y'all can see that, and you can see my apartment and my cats, like, it'll click with YouTube eventually, and they'll say, okay, I guess your little donation links can work, and at a certain point they'll allow me to like do AdSense and all that other shit. Like, I kind of don't want to do ads on this channel. Like, I might take sponsorships for things that I like. I don't want to interrupt this content with ads. I just don't want to. Unless it's a sponsorship that I do when I want, like, at the beginning or at the end, like with this video, right? So, yeah, that's the plan so far. GoFundMe, freelancing, I'm doing a garage sale basically on eBay. I'm just selling everything that's not strapped down. I know this sounds terrible, right? Like, why would anybody do this? I'm just fed up with all these like minimum wage jobs that I've been doing, manual labor, minimum wage jobs for like my whole life. I just, especially now that I'm older and wiser, and I know how these companies operate. Like they've all just been screwing me over this whole time, and it's not getting any better out there, y'all. Like, I probably shouldn't have to tell you that. It's getting kind of bad. Now, beyond all that, again, ADHD. I have ADHD, and the biggest factor for why I've decided to do this, to like just sort of transition from doing a job and then just quitting and trying to make this YouTube thing work, even though I don't have that much money saved up, and I'm not a professional YouTuber, but I know that, like, ever since I was a kid, I really wanted to get into creative stuff. Like, I was drawing comics, I wanted to write stories, I loved doing that, I loved playing video games. I've been a gamer my whole goddamn life. I've been just addicted to YouTube for almost a decade now. Like, ever since I had a dedicated like internet connection in this apartment here, I've been watching YouTube like crazy. So I figure I could be a YouTuber, especially since so many other YouTubers I know are neurodivergent like me. Like, a job like this works for people like us because we tend to be really good at hyper focusing on like stuff that we find really interesting. And for me, that's gaming. That's like painting. That's like writing, drawing. I've always wanted to learn how to draw. And like being my own boss and being self-employed, working for myself at home, I get to make my own schedule. I get to work on the projects that I am passionate about. And as crazy as it sounds, even though I'm like concerned how I'm gonna pay for like all kinds of things, like today I was just realizing, oh, I don't even have enough money to like buy more toilet paper and or paper towel when it runs out. This is sounding really bad now, right? But I'm still doing this. I know it's going to be challenging, but my plan is to try and just make this work. I want to figure out ways to earn from my home here, to work on getting this channel together, to hone my craft, to get better at painting, to get, you know, more familiar with games, to write, like with this, if nothing else, with this like with this GoFundMe. What I understand about GoFundMe so far is I would need to basically do what I'm doing right now. I would need to write my story in such a convincing way so that people that land on my GoFundMe are going to understand why I'm asking them to part with their hard-earned money to give it to me. You know, I'm not just saying, pretty please, like, feel bad for me, right? I mean, I'll probably be fine. Like I said, there's a lot of things that I'm going to be doing to earn money in my own right. I'm going to be doing freelancing. I'm going to be selling my stuff on eBay regardless. I'm not counting on any donations. It would be cool if I got donations. It would really help for me to just keep the lights on so that I can sort of just stay in my apartment, get the things that I need, and once I finally start getting something of surplus here, then I can start buying stuff for the channel. Like, for example, if nothing else, like an actual webcam tripod, because like you can probably see now, maybe. I don't know how well you can see that. Basically, the webcam that's on that little gaming table there, it's one of them like twisty arms. I have it duct taped to the leg. That's why the video is shaking around so much. Okay. Alright, so we're almost at 2 hours now. Like I said before, this is my channel. I can do whatever the hell I want. And I figure we'll have a chat. we'll have a chat at the end of each video. We'll see how this works. I just want to be honest with y'all. That's what I try to do. I try to be honest. I don't like lying. I just try to, put my cards on the table and just let people know what the deal is. So that's my little tale of woe. Don't feel too bad though, because like I said, I quit that job, and I knew I was taking a risk by doing it. I was a janitor. Fun fact: I was a janitor at elementary school, and I kind of liked that job, if only because it was like chill. Like I could just sort of work the evening shift and listen to podcasts or YouTube videos while I'm like cleaning and whatnot, and usually no one would bother me, and that was fine-ish. I got by. I got paid every week. I didn't have to worry about buying food or not having enough money for rent for the most part. I wasn't getting paid very much at all, but it was a job. But after a while, I realized not just this company is screwing me over, it's the ADHD thing, right? Like, I have all these things that I really want to do. I have these goals that I'm aspiring to. I think I'm at a point now where I'm confident enough that I just want to pursue creative work, and I don't care anymore if people don't like what I'm making or it doesn't sell all that well. Like, neither of those things are a factor for me anymore. Like, I don't care that much about money. Money is just like a tool to an end to me. Like, I don't want a flashy sports car. I'm probably not even... I kind of doubt I'm even going to move from this place. It's a tiny studio apartment, but it's fine. I've been living here for a long time. All my stuff is here. It might be nice to have a little more elbow room, but I don't need a house. I don't need a fancy sports car. As I said, I don't need... Anyway. I'm going to be fine, guys. I just need to do what I'm passionate about. And that's what I'm getting to do now. I get to make my own schedule. And I don't have to worry about adhering to somebody else's, neurotypical standards, right? Because anyone who is still watching and is neurodivergent should know that, like, if you're in the workforce and you've got ADHD or some other type of neurodivergent sort of condition, you're just kind of screwed by default in a sense, right? Like, you're kind of a bad employee by default. Like, especially with ADHD, wow, like, time blindness? I have hard time showing up on time. That's lost me a lot of jobs right there. Then there's the inability to, like, focus on, like and or choose what I am focusing on, which means, like, a lot of times, supervisors will tell me to do a thing and I'll just be spacing out or forget what they said, and I also impulsively decide to do things like quitting my job and starting this channel, right? Anyway, a lot. It was interesting for me to learn a while back that people such as myself, more often than not, a lot of us end up doing something like this. We just kind of try to do our own thing. We do an entrepreneurial type of situation, working from home sort of thing, where we are accountable to basically no one other than ourselves. And I suppose in a certain sense, at some point, I may be accountable to y'all, my audience, especially if you are, if I set up a membership on my Ko-fi and maybe I start making, like, promises for certain donation tiers or something like that, I will be accountable to y'all. And in a certain sense, like, if you make requests, I may have to consider doing the things that you want so I can keep getting donations. But for the most part, like, I'm a one-man band. This is my operation, and I run it however the heck I want, I suppose. So that's... It took me 43-something years. 44 years, actually. But I think I'm finally close to figuring out what I'm good at and what I want to be doing with the rest of my life, which is exciting. So it sucks being broke, but it's great just knowing that I don't have to be anywhere for the most part. I don't have to go to a certain place. I can make up my own schedule every single day, which is just great. I love it. I love not being tied to a 9-to-5 job. This is still a job, what I'm doing here. I'm putting in a decent amount of work trying to figure out how to grow this channel, how to get some of these other revenue streams that I'm thinking of set up. I'm going to need to diversify my revenue streams. One other idea I forgot to mention, by the way, I would like to get into 3D printing and probably open up an Etsy shop to just sort of sell models. And in that way, not only am I making a bit of money by doing that, I can 3D print my own models for games, such as, like, I'm looking into one-page rules as alternative to Warhammer 40,000. One-page rules has me legitimately excited. I would love to get into that. I used to love Warhammer 40,000, but boy, Games Workshop is just screwing people over. Like, their prices are just... I don't like it. I like the business model of one-page rules a lot better. In fact, that's part of the inspiration for why I wanted to run this the way I'm running it. Like, they just have a Patreon. They are getting funded by their patrons, and they're trying to keep things as low cost and or free for the people that want their stuff as possible, which is dope. So I want to do something similar to that. I don't want to price gouge anybody for any goddamn thing, but I do need to keep the lights on. So all that to try and explain, if y'all could at some point consider donating something to help support the channel, that would be cool. I could keep making more and more and more content, and hopefully y'all stick around and enjoy it. But we are at the 2+ hour mark now, so I've been rambling for long enough. I'll see y'all again once I upload Mission 4. That might be with some of my friends, and we'll see how that works. And I will see y'all next time. Peace out, and take care of each other.